Hi, welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines, currently in Hua Hin, Thailand. I got a little condominium drama going on here. This room it's been wafting up some sewage smells. Like I couldn't figure out where it's coming from. I thought it was the drains, so I've been plugging the drains, and that helped some, but it isn't. It's just a certain time of day, all of a sudden I'll smell sewage in the. It's been weird, and I haven't been able to figure out where. And I opened the screen or the window, and I think it's outside. And sure enough, I looked outside just yesterday and I see some kind of pool out on the roof deck. I'm up on a condo and about on the fourth floor, and there's another deck below me. I don't know. It ain't a room, but it's something, and it's got a concrete lip. And there's some water in there, some gray water, sludge water, green water, sewage water. I don't know what it is. But it's there, and there's supposed to be no water there. Excuse me. We haven't had rain in 3 months. The pigeons are just over there drinking out of it. And it must have been where that smell coming from. Sometimes it smells like soapy water or something, and sometimes it smells like sewage. So I think I talked to a guy, he said maybe they don't put the P-traps in this, so you get the odors venting back up into the unit. I don't know what it is, but it gets to the point where in the afternoon sometime it got really smelly. I mean, like sewage in here. And if I open the door, it don't get any better, and turn on the fan, it just circulates it. So I told him yesterday, I got to move. I got to get out of this place. And I was going to move anyway at the end of the month. I was trying to ride it out to the end of the month, but I was going to get a new place soon. My friend brought me out, and she showed me so she had a house for me, she says. So yesterday she took off work and brought me out, and she showed me this house. It was a townhouse, kind of in a row of these townhouses that are all hooked together, concrete bunkers. But we went in, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, upstairs, downstairs for only $12,000. But I'm like, she said it had to be a year's lease. And I looked, I don't want to live there for a year. It had a gated yard and everything, and 3 levels, 2 different decks off the house. It was like a maze in there. It was crazy. It's pretty cool, but a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for 12,000 baht. That's what I'm paying here. It's 12,000. It's 200 or it's 350 bucks or something like that. And when I told them I have the smells in the unit and that I was moving out, and the lady says, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is all through translator, that you're gonna lose your deposit." I said, "Well, I thought I signed up for just a month to month." She says, "No, we signed you a year contract." And I'm like, wow, I didn't sign a year contract, but it was all written in Thai and I didn't know it. My hairdresser friend negotiated the deal in Thai all in front of me while I sat there twiddling my thumbs, not knowing what they're saying, so it's my own stupid fault. She asked how long I'd be staying. I said, I'd like to try it a month, and if I like it, I'll stay a long time after that. So she only understood the long time part and put me down for a year. I didn't know it. I guess I signed it. And I didn't even get a receipt for the 12. I had to put a $12,000 or 12,000 baht deposit. That's the deposit for 1 month. That's 350 bucks roughly. And I put the deposit plus the first month rent. So now I'm going to back out of the 1 year. They're going to keep the deposit. And then now this other place that was a whole house for 12,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house I could have got for 12,000, still can. But I need to sign a year lease, and I don't want to live there for a year. I can't sign a lease anywhere. Even it would have to be a mansion before I never know what it's going to turn into after a month. So I would like to stay 1 month at least before I commit to a year. And then I'd only like to commit to 3 to 6 months, not a year, So anyway, I'll have more negotiating power. My Thai friend, she said it's still high season, and she called around and everything's still full, or they want a year's lease. That's what she said. They all say a year, and I can't I can't just move into any place for just a year unsite without living there. Who knows? You go in at night and the music's cranked up down the next door, and you don't know it if you just signed your lease and moved in that day. So in my book, I always told myself I'm going to stay a month, if I can, even 2, and let them know that I'll stay month to month until I'm sure I'm going to stay there, and then I'll sign a bigger lease, longer lease. But in high season, you don't have that negotiating power, so I'm kind of screwed right now. So anyway, we looked at that 3-bedroom house, and then it was also, it's down this road of all these townhouses, and then there's also a kind of a small hotel. It was nice and clean. It was we had to walk through, and there was a counter right there, and they had rooms there. They were like really small rooms, but the only 8,000 baht on one of them. I was gonna take it. In fact, I put a small deposit on it just so they'd hold it for me in case this place falls through. And and it was nice and clean. It was right along the road though, so I'm gonna be having a lot of road noise. And the patio had a little deck, but it was small, and the room was about the same as this. But man, for 8,000 or 9,000, that would be or not 9,000, 8,000. That would be less than $260 a month. You could really live cheap if you wanted to live like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, if this deal falls through, I'm gonna maybe go back there. But anyway, I talked to him, and I realized I'm not going to get my deposit back, and I'm not going to stay in this room for a year. So I got my friend. She's in a car headed to Bangkok right now, going to a hair coloring school sponsored by yours truly, her and her friend. She's going to have to overnight. That was her second schooling. She went there. She went last week, part 1, and now this is the end of part 2. I guess there's some new styles of hair coloring going on. She's already does it for a living and real good at it, but this isn't future training for some reason. So anyway, she's on, I got her on deck again and told her, well, I'd like to stay here, but maybe just a different room. I'm going to lose my deposit on, because these are all private owned condos. I'm going to lose my deposit for this room to this owner, and I can move to another room to another owner, and they're going to expect a deposit and so much per month rent. But I guess they have them available for month to month. Just the one I'd got wasn't. Just my luck. So, or maybe he's just using it for an excuse to keep my deposit. We'll see. I don't know, but he's going to keep it, it sounds like, or whoever it is. It's a French owner, I think. This place is owned by a Frenchman. The clocks are in French. The toilet seat has Paris right on it. So every time I take a dump, I have nothing against French people. I just thought, I can tell it was a French-owned person in here because of Paris on the clock and stuff. But anyway, so that's my dilemma. It's still ongoing right now. That she's on her way to Bangkok, but she's going to have a meeting here at 10 o'clock with her friend that works here. She knows everybody, of course. They're going to look out, and she says she's got another room available that I can rent month to month. And if I can get away from this road too, that would be nice. I'm up close to the road, so I hear all the sirens. The people on the other side don't. On the other side of the building, the beach side, you just see the beach and hear that there's nature and trees and stuff down there. And this side, you can actually, they got a beach view, you can see it. Yeah, you hear the loudspeaker going by. That's advertising Muay Thai fights or something. One thing about Asia, you hear them on occasion, but I hear a lot of sirens. So I get a lot of road noise here, and that's something you guys remember when you move into a place. Think about the road noise. I ran into the same problem in Dumaguete too. It was real loud where I was staying there in Dumaguete, really loud mufflers going by. Here you hear the sirens because the hospital's right next door too. So anyway, oh, actually this morning I was sitting here drinking my tea about 6 a.m. right before daylight, and I heard a big crash, bigger and louder than I ever heard. And I thought, oh, that must have been a transformer blowing or something. So I went out on the patio deck and I looked and I didn't notice anything. Then I noticed there was a van parked up against the telephone pole, and I thought, and I looked, are them motor scooters? And it plowed over a row of motor scooters right here at the 7-Eleven, a minibus, like a minivan, and it smacked up right up to the telephone pole. Concrete, luckily they're concrete, it didn't knock it over or nothing. I went out there and looked, and there was another car smashed. It had hit a car and rolled over the row of bikes, scooters, and smacked into the telephone pole right in the 7-Eleven. It's still sitting out there right now with all the motorbikes under it. I don't think, one guy came from over there, said nobody got killed. I don't know, there probably was somebody hurt, but the hospital was right there. I didn't notice any ambulance come pulling up or nothing, but so yeah, they got a bad accident here, and that's scary. But I hear that right on the road. It was really loud, so I was able to actually, if I'd have been looking out the patio, I'd have seen it. But yeah, so that's something to consider. So anyway, I'm in limbo. Hopefully I can end up with a little better place. I'm gonna lose $350. That really sucks, but what can you do? I can't argue with it. And I signed it, I guess. It's all written in Thai. Remember that, folks. When you get up to a contract, take a picture of it and go onto your Google Translate and upload that picture, and it'll show up and it'll translate it all into English. And that'll at least know what you're signing. I thought she didn't read it herself, so she's probably feeling a little funny about signing me up, because I specifically told her just month to month. But she said month to month a long time, so she got confused. It was the broken English, my own fault, because I don't speak Thai, you see there. But anyway, I played myself, just like always. Well, I can laugh about it someday, maybe tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna go get cash and see if I can re-up on a new room and I'm gonna have to put a deposit and another month's rent. I still got about another 10 days left in this month on this room. But I just want to get moved out. The smells, you never know when they're going to come and go. If they're wafting in, and it seems like once a day it gets stunk up, and I don't like it. So I'm out of here today if I can do it. Well, okay, that's my dilemma. I thought I'd update y'all. Be sure to not fail at my miserable mistakes. Keep my stupidity in mind when you guys go to your condos to sign up. Remember to do the things I didn't do. Don't do what I did. Well, anyway, those are my tips for the day. We'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.